This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It's Wednesday, June 17th. Right now on Good Morning Indiana.
There's nothing that I've seen that would tell me that the police had a right to take his life.
An RTV6 exclusive. New video in the Drejon Reed case. See what happens when the police chase ends and why his lawyers don't believe Reed fired shots at officers.
A violent overnight keeping investigators busy. We're live with the breaking details surrounding the gunfire, killing at least 2 people and injuring 4 others.
Plus, despite the coronavirus, the need for blood donations remain high. Working for you, we're looking at what's being done to make sure donated blood is safe from COVID-19.
6 o'clock here on your Wednesday morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
And we do want to welcome in Rafael Sanchez at this hour from his home studio down in Johnson County. Rafael, good morning to you.
Good morning, ladies. It is a busy morning in Indianapolis with a number of breaking news stories and developing stories. So let's get right to your forecast with our Todd Clausen, because Todd, we're looking at a pretty nice day throughout central Indiana.
Yeah, it's another great day for us here, Rafael. The humidity is still low, plenty of sunshine, and temperatures are very seasonable for this time of year. Here's a live look outside right now, and we're off to a great start as you look from downtown to the north. Just off in the distance, a few fair weather clouds, and that is just about it. Temperatures range anywhere from about 56 to 62 degrees on average. The city itself running a little bit warmer. Indianapolis is at 66 degrees, but skies are clear, and that's the way they'll be throughout the morning hours. So we'll remain mostly sunny this morning, and then we'll turn it partly cloudy this afternoon as the storm system off to our east will kind of throw some clouds back in our direction just a little bit. So especially in eastern locations, your skies will be partly cloudy probably by midday, and then everybody turns partly cloudy as we progress throughout the afternoon and evening hours. But no threat of any rain in the forecast for the day today. And with the initial sunshine right off the bat, we'll see our temperatures warm very quickly throughout the morning hours. We should already be up to right around 80, 81 degrees by the noon hour, with our high temperature today getting up to 84 degrees. But get out there and enjoy the low humidity and these seasonable temperatures, because potentially our first 90-degree reading heads our way by the end of the week. More on that, Lauren, coming up in just a little bit.
Todd, thank you. Here's a look at traffic right now as you're heading on the roads this Wednesday morning. Our view here on the west side from INDOT traffic camera at I-465 and Rockville Road. You can see traffic there is traveling up to speed both northbound and southbound on your west side interstate. No crashes or delays right now to slow you down. Great news as you're heading out the door this morning.
We begin with an RTV6 exclusive involving the IMPD shooting death of Drejon Reed, which played out on Facebook Live.
Our Call 6 Investigates team has obtained surveillance video from the May 6th incident showing the moments before that shooting.
And Reed's lawyers say the video is helping them build their case against Metro Police. They believe 24 seconds that shows them a lot. This surveillance video shows Drejon Reed stopping his vehicle near 62nd and Michigan Road after leading police on a long chase. It's the first time we see Reed bail out of that vehicle as Officer DeJour Mercer pursues him. We blocked the officer's face since IMPD has yet to release Mercer's official department picture. A closer look at this surveillance video does show Reed running with a T-shirt in his left hand and 2 cell phones in his right hand.
To us, that just shows that it's consistent with what we thought, and what we thought is that he did not have the capacity to fire a gun at Officer Mercer because his hands were occupied and he was running.
This guy's a trained soldier. If he really shot at that police after 2 shots, probably would have gotten him wounded because they're very close to each other.
The surveillance video also does not show what happens when Reed and Officer Mercer leave camera range. Critical moments in the encounter. Now in that video, we see him run beyond the building.
Right.
So we don't really see that what happens next.
Right.
Can police say, well, Rafael, look, it's not a full video. They're showing you just half the story, because what happens next is that their client shot at us.
Mm-hmm. They probably will say that. They'll say that, and then I expect the story to change along the way as well. I expect for different versions of this story to be to be presented to the public as evidence keeps coming out.
On May 6th, Reed, accused of reckless driving, came to the attention of police. He was broadcasting on Facebook Live. The initial officers following Reed were IMPD Chief Randall Taylor and Deputy Chief Kendall Adams. They were pulled from the chase while other officers responded to the pursuit. It ended here, with police saying tasing the 21-year-old did not work. And then police say there was an exchange of gunfire. What unfolded put Indianapolis in the national spotlight, leading to days of protest from people demanding justice for Dejon Reed.
Dejon is in an urn now. I won't bury him in the state of Indiana because Indiana took him from me.
We'll hear more from Reed's mother on the video, all new at 6:30 right here on Good Morning Indiana. Lawyers add that they have witnesses to back up what is not seen in the video. We did make Metro Police and the special prosecutor aware of this story. Both are not commenting at this moment. Now, this does remain a developing story overall. The special prosecutor from Madison County has asked state police to perform the investigation into the shooting. I'm told that that's well underway. Reed's family is still awaiting the autopsy report from the Marion County Coroner's Office, and Reed's legal team has yet to receive a response from the U.S. Department of Justice asking for a federal investigation of Dejon Reed's death. Lauren?
Now, Raphael, the lawyers also believe that the media and also police have smeared their client's name.
Yeah, the lawyers say they keep hearing that a gun was found by Reed's body, but they say they have not seen any evidence in this case. They believe that Reed should have been arrested after May the 6th. The legal team is also well aware, and they point out that they know about Reed's traffic stop back in September in Marion County, and they've seen the social media videos of him handling a weapon. They say those things have nothing to do why Dejon was not alive yesterday for his 22nd birthday.
Well, Raphael, thank you. And you can find this entire story and the video right now on the RTV6 mobile app and also at the IndyChannel.com.
Here at 6:07, we want to get to some breaking news. A violent night in Indianapolis leaves 2 people dead and 4 others hurt in multiple shootings across the city. Our Kelsey Anderson is live this morning from the scene of one of those shootings. Kelsey, now that the sun is coming up, we can see a little bit more of what occurred there. Tell us what happened.
Hey, Meredith, good morning. So we're here on Bolton Avenue where you can see behind me the road is marked off. There are still several police cars out here still investigating hours after this shooting that happened just after 1 this morning. They say they found a vehicle crashed into some trees. You can see that right behind that stop sign. That's where they found that car. They say 2 men were shot inside the car on the northeast side around 1:20 this morning. Police also found a blood trail and believe a 3rd person was in the car. SWAT teams and K9 units were out looking for that 3rd person, and the city is now at 97 homicides in less than 6 months. This morning on Twitter, Reverend Dr. Charles Harrison saying Indy is in a public safety crisis. IMPD officers say Indianapolis is on track to have a record number of homicides in 2020.
People obviously can't get along, so if we can't get along, let's just shoot each other, because that seems to be the proper thing to do now, because we have zero sense of having any ability whatsoever to communicate and to deal with any anger issues other than taking a weapon out and pulling the trigger.
There were several other shootings over the night in Indianapolis. On the northwest side, police say 3 people were shot at a party just before 1 o'clock again early this morning. It happened at a home on Luxembourg Circle West near the I-65 38th Street interchange. A man and a woman were taken to the hospital in stable condition. Another victim, a man, was located at McDonald's on 38th Street. He is in critical condition, and police are trying to figure out what led up to that shooting. Now, in a separate shooting, another victim was taken to the hospital in serious condition, and just before 5 a.m. we've learned of a 7th person that was shot overnight over on English Avenue. That victim also in critical condition. IMPD, of course, wants to hear from you, and you can, of course, always call them anonymously at 317-262-TIPS. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
The time now is 6:10 on Good Morning Indiana. A jury trial is set for former Tri-West high school teacher and a coach accused of sexual misconduct with a student, Tyler Bruce. This is a story that Call 6 Investigates Kara Kenny has now been following for months. Bruce's trial is scheduled for July the 29th in Hendricks County. Bruce is charged with 2 counts of child seduction and obstruction of justice. He faces up to 7.5 years in prison if convicted of all charges. In March, the Northwest Hendricks School Board voted unanimously to terminate Bruce.
Now to the latest on how the COVID-19 outbreak is impacting families across Indiana. The State Department of Health has reported 14 new coronavirus deaths. So far, 2,265 Hoosiers have died from the virus. The state also confirms 440 new cases of COVID-19. Since the pandemic began, we can tell you nearly 41,000 Hoosiers have been diagnosed with the virus. And starting this week, the Red Cross will be providing COVID-19 antibody testing on all of the blood, platelet, and plasma donations that they receive. Our Alyssa Donovan explains.
Whenever you donate blood, plasma, or platelets to the Red Cross, your donation is tested for certain infectious diseases and viruses. And now COVID-19 is part of that list.
There's already a list of things that we test for whenever you donate blood. This will be as part of that process.
The antibody testing is a way for the Red Cross to work with state and national health organizations to help better understand the spread of COVID-19 and for people within our community to learn more about their current health.
That will help them know if they have been exposed to the virus.
And right now, there is a blood shortage. The Red Cross needs donors.
The blood supply has been on a bit of a roller coaster since the beginning of the pandemic.
Cancellations of blood drives caused blood supply to drop quickly. Initially, the lack of elective surgeries helped keep things balanced.
But now that hospitals are adding back in elective surgeries and non-urgent care, the need for blood is going up very quickly.
In the last few weeks, the Red Cross has seen an increase of blood demand of about 30%, which is why they're encouraging people to donate, but only if they're feeling well enough to do so.
If you suspect you might have COVID-19, that's something you should go to your doctor for, not the Red Cross.
Within 7 to 10 days, you'll have access to your antibody results via the donor app or online through your donor account. For details on where you can donate blood around the Indianapolis area, we have a full list on our website, theindychannel.com. I'm Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you. The coronavirus pandemic continues to impact Hoosier families on a daily basis. New at 6:17, why Hoosiers may be eligible for extended unemployment benefits.
And Meredith at 6:27, Rebound Indiana, looking at a program helping Hoosier families keep track of their finances and earning some cash in the process. Now let's check your forecast with TK. Good morning.
Raphael, good morning. So far this year, we have had 0 90-degree days in the city of Indianapolis. That potentially could change, not today, but as we get closer to the weekend. We'll talk about today's seasonable forecast and then the heat and the humidity that arrives as we head into the first day of summer coming up in your Storm Team 6 forecast. The time now is 6:13. We're back in just a couple minutes.
Easy. Even Petey can do it.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. The time now is 6:16. It has been a deadly week in and out of the water around our state. And here are the details. Deputies in Hendricks County say a man drowned on a private lake near Brownsburg. That drowning happened at a home on County Road 550 South. The Sheriff's Department says the man was doing work on the property, decided to go for a swim with co-workers. Authorities say the man cramped up and went under the water. Divers recovered his body. Tuesday's drowning in Hendricks County is the 5th since Saturday. On Monday, an elderly blind man died in a neighborhood pond in Greenfield. On Sunday, a toddler died in a pool in Vermilion County. Then on Saturday, a teenager died while at a lake near Jasper, and an Indianapolis man died at Cataract Falls in Owen County.
Taking a turn now, Hoosiers out of work because of the COVID-19 epidemic may be eligible for additional unemployment benefits. This week, the U.S. Department of Labor alerted alerting saying Indiana has triggered extended unemployment benefits. The benefits provide an additional 13 weeks of compensation after the pandemic unemployment is exhausted. Extended benefits are triggered during periods of high unemployment. Hoosiers may be eligible for the additional benefits starting the week of June 28th. Here at 6:17, Todd, it looks like it's going to be a good day to take a dip in the pool.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be a great day for anything outside here throughout the day today, Meredith. The humidity is low, lots of sunshine, very similar to what we've seen the past couple days. The only difference is our temperatures are just going to be a few degrees warmer across the area, but the humidity today remains very low, and that's obviously always the key to everything. As the saying goes, it's not the heat, it's the humidity, but the humidity not around for the day today, or really for that matter tomorrow. It's not until the weekend that the temperatures start to climb, and so do the humidity levels. And as far as rain goes, we really don't have any in the forecast until late Saturday, with the exception of a couple trace amounts in the last week or so. We've had basically 13 days in a row of completely dry conditions, at least in the metro area. I know some other areas picked up some heavier rainfall last week when we had some of those tropical downpours come through with the remnants of Cristobal. But other than that, it's been dry here throughout the month. As far as the humidity goes, you notice this line and it goes up and down. So the humidity levels are always going to be higher early in the morning because the temperatures are cooler. They call it relative humidity because the humidity is relative to the temperature. But what I really want you to focus on with this yellow line is not so much the up and down, but kind of the categories that we get into. And you notice by the time we get to Friday, we're in the humid category, and then approaching very humid conditions by the time we get into Sunday afternoon, and then it'll start to drop off a little bit next week. But here's a live look outside right now from downtown to the north, and you see just a few fair weather clouds out there. Temperatures sitting in the 50s and 60s, 58 in Bloomington, 65 in Indianapolis, 60 in Kokomo, as well as Muncie. The normal high today jumped up a degree from yesterday. We're now up to 83 for our average high, and we should all be above that basically here throughout the afternoon hours with mostly sunny skies. About 87 in Crawfordsville, 86 today in Logansport, Tipton, Marion, up to 85 degrees, about 85 in Bloomington, 86 in the Terre Haute area, and then everybody in the mid-80s here throughout the metro area as well. So going forward in the forecast throughout the day, you do notice this storm system off to our east. Some clouds are going to try to sneak in here throughout the afternoon hours. So I do think we go from mostly sunny to what we'll call partly cloudy throughout the afternoon, and you see these clouds backing in from east to west. So the further east you are, a little better chance of seeing this cloud cover throughout the day, but overall it's still going to be a very, very nice day for us. Tomorrow, temperatures climb up into the mid-80s across the area with about 87 near high temperature and partly cloudy skies. Overnight tonight, we're going down into the 60s, and then here is that forecast for tomorrow. About 85 to 87 degrees, but here comes the heat on Friday. Friday, we're up to 90 with hot and sunny conditions. Saturday is the first day of summer. It officially arrives at 4:43 here in central Indiana. 89 degrees with some scattered storms on Sunday. 88 on Monday with some scattered storms as well. So it becomes a little more unsettled here towards the tail end of your 7-day planning forecast. But no day is a washout. But enjoy today and tomorrow with still lower humidity levels. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. We're keeping a close eye on traffic as you're heading out on the door this Wednesday morning. This is a live look at I-465 near West Washington Street from our INDOT traffic camera in that area. You can see traffic is starting to pick up a little bit for your commute. The good news is you're heading out the door right now. No crashes to report on the west side. Keep in mind, west side drivers heading into downtown, the eastbound lanes of I-70 are still closed. That closure for the construction project between Ronald Reagan Parkway and the South Split is set to wrap up on June 28th. Of course, we'll keep you updated.
COVID-19 has created deep challenges for many who didn't expect to have trouble putting food on the table. So RTV6 is teaming up with Kroger and Second Helpings to get meals into the hands of those who may be struggling. You can choose to donate at checkout. Working together, RTV6 and the Scripps Howard Foundation will match up to $12,000 in donations. The proceeds will go directly to Second Helpings, which needs strong support to keep fueling the community.
As many meals as they're doing, it goes very quickly because there are thousands of people out there who are asking for help who've never needed it before. So this is an unusual situation, and every dollar makes a difference.
All week when you're at the checkout at Kroger, you may see the option to round up your grocery bill, or you can select a donation amount of your choice.
Well, if you are a Super Mario fan, you'll remember the bosses. New at 6:26 will introduce you to a real-life turtle making a strong argument to be in the next game. Raphael?
And good morning to Pittsburgh, Plainfield, and Pendleton. Great cities here in central Indiana. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on RTV6.
And Keller, right now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. It is 6:25 on your Wednesday. Raphael, Meredith, it is time to talk about what is trending at 6. So let's kick us off with a story that I think Todd Clausen will really enjoy, because we know he loves snakes.
Oh, my.
Don't look, Todd. A wildlife trapper known as the Python Cowboy caught a 17-foot, 130-pound python in the Florida Everglades. Last week, Mike Kimmel went out to a secluded island where he spotted this extra-large python that made his heart pound. After a brief wrestle and a nasty bite, Kimmel was able to grab the female snake's head. Pythons are considered invasive.
Wow.
Todd can have it.
Yeah.
Todd can have it.
All right. From one creature to another, someone needs to call Nintendo. The boss for the next Super Mario Brothers game has been found in Virginia. Lord Fairfax was found trying to cross the road in Fairfax County. Police rescued him and brought him to an animal shelter where it was determined the reptile is an alligator snapping turtle. Didn't know those existed. Lord Fairfax is now at the Virginia Zoo. Officials there hope the 65-pound youngster can eventually grow into a healthy adult, which can then weigh more than 200 pounds. Woo.
Wow. Listen, after all these crazy animal stories, I'm just going to check into the hospital and say good morning to this amazing person. Jonna Richardson, a shout out to you on this Wednesday. You are our hometown hero today. She's a respiratory therapist at Eskenazi Health Hospital. A big thank you to you and to all those sharing their personal and professional best during the pandemic. Now let's check in with our very own Todd Clausen, who can wrangle a tortoise, an alligator, or even a python. And a great forecast.
You would have been taking me to the hospital, Raphael, if I would have saw that python or that alligator snapping turtle. Can't we just bring Diego back from yesterday? You know, the fast-moving Diego, the tortoise that went down to the Galapagos. He was more my speed. All right, outside right now, we're dealing with quiet conditions here across the area. And we will continue to have a nice weather here throughout the morning hours. The humidity is low, plenty of sunshine. We warm quick up to about 80 degrees already by the noon hour. Then high temperatures today will be in the mid-80s with lots of sunshine. No threat of any rainfall throughout the day today. So a pretty sunny and seasonable day. We'll talk more about the extended forecast coming up in the next half hour.
All right, Todd, thank you. Well, managing money these days, it may be tougher than ever with so many Hoosier families dealing with those layoffs, navigating unemployment insurance, or dealing with some sudden medical bills. So RTV6's Mark Mullen sat down with a member of the Financial Planning Association asking about a free program that's available to families to help you manage your money and even make some cash.
The old adage of you don't know what you don't know is very true here. This is to try to reach out and to assist those who may have been affected, or maybe some of the frontline workers who are focused on, their job or focusing on getting their health better.
We also wanted to know how families can help themselves during this tough economic time.
I've also found just helping people kind of peel back the layers on their budget and kind of looking at what's going on there to figure out what are the things they really need to focus on versus things that, in this time right now are maybe a bit of a luxury.
All you have to do is head to the Financial Planning Association's website, which includes fiduciaries across the nation, and search for COVID-19 pro bono planning, and then search for Indiana. Simple as that. So what's the catch?
The most important thing for people to understand, too, that, this is truly a pro bono. There is no catch. This is just to help people out. These are certified financial planners, so those who have gone through, an extra layer of certification and years of experience, so that the advice that you're getting is someone who's a trusted industry veteran. And yeah, there's no strings attached.
Well, we've featured interviews with Ed there all week long, and if you've missed any of the talks, you can see all of these segments right now on our website, theindychannel.com/rebound. There, we've also provided a link to the FPA program. Just click on that story.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now on Good Morning Indiana on this Wednesday morning, here's a look at your 6:30 news feed. State police are searching for a reckless driver involved in a fatal crash on I-65 near Edinburgh last night. Police say a white Chevrolet Cobalt was speeding and weaving when it cut off a pickup truck. The truck swerved and hit a semi, causing the pickup to hit the guardrail and roll over. The driver of the pickup died at the scene.
Let's take you north. A shooting inside a Northwest Indiana hospital led to the deaths of a retired sheriff's officer and a patient. It happened early Tuesday morning at Community Hospital in Munster. The Lake County Sheriff's Office says psychiatric patient Jamal Williams was attacking a nurse when he managed to get a gun from a security officer, shooting and killing him. Investigators say Williams was killed by return fire from a second security guard.
Prairie Farms Dairy is again donating milk to the community. Prairie Farms will give away more than 1,200 gallons of 2% milk to healthcare workers and the public today from 3:30 to 7:30. The event will be at Franciscan Health's main campus that's on South Emerson Avenue. The dairy says it's a way to say thank you to those who have supported them during this pandemic.
This year's 4th of July fireworks display in Carmel will be bigger than ever. Sort of. Instead of canceling the annual celebration, Carmel is spreading out its event. 3 fireworks shows will be presented simultaneously in different parts of town at West Park, Chase Court Cul-de-sac, and Badger Field. The goal is to keep crowds smaller.
Greenwood's Northeast Skate Park is getting a totally new look, and it should be ready by the end of summer. The director of Greenwood's Park says the current skate park is 25 years old and it's showing its age. The new park will be made up of poured-in-place concrete instead of ramps mounted onto asphalt. The park's director says some of the cost will be covered by a community grant. Welcome to Good Morning Indiana. We are skating through the week. I cannot believe, ladies, that it's already Wednesday. Where did the week go?
Yeah, and Raphael, where did the month go? Meredith and I were just talking about it. We cannot believe we're really halfway through June. I mean, we thought the time stopped back in March when the pandemic struck.
Yeah, it's more like where did this year go? And it's hard to believe summer is going to be starting this weekend, Todd, and we are already feeling those summer-like temps.
Yeah, officially 4:43 in the afternoon hours on Sunday. That's the summer solstice, but it's been feeling like summer here for the past few days with temperatures in the 80s. And today, no exception. We're going all the way into the mid-80s. The good news is the humidity has been very low the past few days, and that is going to continue as well. So as we get you out the door here on this Wednesday morning, temperatures are hovering in the 60s in most locations. Some of you still in the 50s, but we'll see these temperatures continue to warm very, very quickly throughout the course of the morning hours with all the sunshine we have out there. 65 degrees expected by the time we get to 8 a.m. Just a few high thin clouds out there right now, but off to our east, you do notice a little more in the way of cloud cover. Very similar to yesterday. These clouds are going to try to move in during the afternoon hours, and I do expect that we will see skies go partly cloudy later on today, but that shouldn't keep the temperatures from warming. It's another warm day above normal, 85 in Danville as well as Bloomington, 85 in Kokomo, 86 in Rockville. As far as any rain, really none in the forecast until Sunday. We'll continue our dry stretch of weather. We'll talk more about the extended forecast for you coming up in just a little bit. Lauren?
Hey, thanks, Todd. Let's take a look right now at traffic as you're heading out on the roads. This is our INDOT traffic camera at I-65 and I-70 at the South Split. We had a lane blocked here in the overnight hours due to a crash cleanup that took a while to clear. Everything, though, right here is back open as you're traveling in from maybe parts of the south side. However, eastbound I-70 is closed between Ronald Reagan Parkway near the airport all the way into the South Split downtown. It's for that long-term INDOT construction project. Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated, but right now it's still set to wrap up on June 28th.
Breaking this morning, a violent night in Indianapolis after 2 people were killed and 5 others hurt in multiple shootings across the city. Our Kelsey Anderson joins us live this morning from the scene of one of those shootings. Kelsey, that police tape is still up despite this happening more than 5 hours ago.
Yeah, that's right, Meredith. They did just open this road a little bit here on Bolton Avenue, so the tape was going farther than we could see. They've now moved it a little bit closer, so making this crime scene a little bit smaller, a little bit tighter. That way folks on this road can, get out and get to work this morning. So again, we're on Bolton Avenue near East 46th Street and Arlington Avenue, and IMPD says when they arrived on scene just after 1 this morning, they found a vehicle crashed into some trees. You see those trees up there by the stop sign. That's where that car was found. They say 2 men were shot inside the car on the northeast West Side around 1:20 this morning. Police also found a blood trail and believe a third person was in the car. SWAT teams and K-9 units were out here looking for that third person. No word yet on if that person was found. The city is now at 97 homicides in less than 6 months. And Reverend Dr. Charles Harrison taking to Twitter this morning saying Indy is in a public safety crisis. IMPD officers say Indianapolis is on track to have a record number of homicides in 2020.
People obviously can't get along, so if we can't get along, let's just shoot each other, because that seems to be the proper thing to do now, because we have zero sense of having any ability whatsoever to communicate and to deal with any anger issues other than taking a weapon out and pulling the trigger.
On the northwest side, police say 3 people were shot at a party just before 1, again early this morning. It happened at a home on Luxembourg Circle West near I-65, the 38th Street interchange. A man and a woman were taken to the hospital in stable condition. Another victim, a man, was located at McDonald's on 38th Street. He's in critical condition, and police are still trying to figure out what led up to that shooting. Now, in a separate shooting, another victim was walked into the hospital, one of the hospitals, in serious condition. And just before 5 o'clock this morning, we learned IMPD was on another scene. That would be the 7th person shot this morning over on English Avenue. That victim also in critical condition. If you have any information on these shootings that happened overnight, IMPD wants to hear from you, and you can always do that anonymously through Crime Stoppers. That's 317-262-TIPS. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you. Only on RTV6, new video involving the Drejon Reed case, and his mother's lawyers are claiming the 22-year-old man did not fire at Metro Police.
Call 6 Investigates obtained that video 1 day after a lawsuit was filed in federal court on this case. In fact, the video, Meredith, is mentioned in the lawsuit. That lawsuit targeting IMPD, the city, the police chief, as well as 2 officers. The surveillance video is about 24 seconds long. It shows where Drejon Reed stopped after leading Metro Police on a chase back on May the 6th. Reed is seen getting out of his vehicle and running with a T-shirt in his left hand and 2 cell phones on his right hand, while Metro Police Officer DeJure Mercer is running behind him. Your thoughts on that video?
How in the world could he shoot if he had a T-shirt in one hand and a phone in the other? There's no way. You can't. You can't. You can't shoot at somebody with another hand. And to be blunt, if his other hand was lower, where would it come from?
Metro Police say that Reed was tased before there was an exchange of gunfire. They say a couple of other things. They say that Reed shot his gun at them twice and that a weapon was found by Reed's body. But Reed's attorneys say they have not been given any chance to see any of the evidence. We'll continue to follow this developing story. Lauren?
Raphael, thank you. Now, 2 Anderson police officers are on administrative leave after a man appeared to be placed in a chokehold during an arrest that took place over the weekend. A portion of the incident was caught on video, and it has now been shared on social media. Take a look.
What the hey, man? That's my son.
Well, according to police, 21-year-old Spencer Neese was being arrested for resisting law enforcement. Officers were originally in the area on reports of gunshots heard near Noble Street. Police say that's when Officer Brandon Reynolds saw Neese throwing something against the side of a warehouse. In the video, it appears that Officer Reynolds uses a chokehold to pull him to the ground. Officer Ashley Gravely assisted in that arrest. A few days earlier, the city of Anderson announced that police could no longer use chokeholds when making an arrest. After viewing the video, the city's mayor and police chief called the incident disturbing and that the investigation is in the progress right now. Neese tells RTV6 he plans to take legal action against the department, and he wants to see both officers fired.
Vandalism of a Confederate gravesite at Crown Hill Cemetery is under investigation this morning. We reached out to the Veterans Association about this picture. The VA says the substances on the gravestones were described as tar and feathers. A plaque seen on the stones calls this portion of the cemetery the Confederate Mound. According to Crown Hill's website, that's where 1,600 Confederate prisoners of war were buried after they died at Camp Morton. Crews have since cleaned up the mess, but the VA says they are working with law enforcement to identify the person responsible.
The need for blood donations remains high during this pandemic. Next, a look at how the Red Cross is making sure those donations and donors are kept safe. You're watching Good Morning Indiana on this Wednesday. The time now is 6:39. We'll be right back.
Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. The time now is 6:42. Now to the latest on the COVID-19 outbreak in our state. The State Department of Health confirming 440 new cases and 14 new deaths on Tuesday. That brings the total number of cases in Indiana to 40,786. More than 2,200 Hoosiers have died from the virus since the pandemic began. 363,000 people have been tested, and so far, 11.2% of those have tested positive. Now,
And Raphael, the COVID-19 pandemic has caused a major slowdown in blood donations, so the Red Cross, we know, is in urgent need of donors, even more than usual.
Starting this week, your donation will be tested if you've been exposed to COVID-19. Our Alyssa Donovan has more details on that process.
Whenever you donate blood, plasma, or platelets to the Red Cross, your donation is tested for certain infectious diseases and viruses. And now COVID-19 is part of that list. Adding COVID-19 to the list of tests is a way for the Red Cross to work with state and national health organizations to help better understand the spread of COVID-19. It's also a way for people in our community to learn if they've been exposed to the virus. The pandemic has caused blood supply to be up and down the past several months. Cancellations of blood drives caused blood supply to drop quickly. Initially, the lack of elective surgeries helped keep things balanced. But now that surgeries are back on and urgent cares are fully operating, that need has increased by 30% in just a few weeks. That's why the Red Cross is encouraging people to donate if they can, but only if donors are healthy.
If you suspect you might have COVID-19, that's something you should go to your doctor for, not the Red Cross.
Within 7 to 10 days, you'll have access to your antibody results via the donor app or online through your donor account. For details on where you can donate blood around the Indianapolis area, we have a full list on our website, theindychannel.com. I'm Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you so much. This morning, the FDA is warning that while pets don't spread coronavirus, infected people can give it to their pets. House cats, as well as big cats at zoos, have been infected with the virus. The FDA says that cats and ferrets are the pets most susceptible to COVID-19, but dogs can catch it as well. The agency recommends avoiding dog parks for now and maintaining social distancing rules while on walks. Health officials also say if you can get sick with coronavirus, you should consider getting a pet sitter.
They applied for unemployment benefits weeks ago, and they are still waiting. Next, we try to get answers from the state as they announce an extension of benefits for some who are still out of work.
And you can call it a slow rollout of Ford's newest vehicle. Coming up, how Ford chose an auspicious day to bring back one of its best-known brands. Todd.
And Lauren, it's going to be a beautiful day of weather once again here across central Indiana. You may want to take your work to the outside patio. Temperatures will be comfortable, especially if you have an umbrella to shade you from the sunshine. It'll be a great place to work. Temperatures today climbing into the mid-80s, but potentially by the end of the week, we could see our first 90-degree temperature of the year for the city of Indianapolis. We'll talk more about that extended forecast with the heat and humidity and the return of some rain coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues in just a few minutes.
Hiring Hoosiers. It connects you every day with jobs available right now or jobs that you should put on the radar. Another massive distribution building is about to go up. The Mount Comfort Logistics Center in Hancock County says work is underway on Building 2 at its complex. This an image of Building 1, which is almost complete. It will house an Amazon distribution center with around 800 employees. A tenant for Building 2 has not been announced yet. Meredith?
More help is on the way for millions who are still out of work due to the pandemic. The Department of Workforce Development says some Hoosiers may be eligible for 13 additional weeks of unemployment starting June 28th. It comes as some people continue to wait for their benefits. Nathan Taylor says he's laid off from his job as a truck driver. He and his girlfriend just moved into a new home and they're expecting a child, which means going 10 weeks without unemployment benefits has been especially difficult.
It's giving them a call 2 to 3 times a week. And when you actually give an unemployment call, you're not talking to unemployment. You're talking to a third-party agency that ends up dealing with unemployment through emails, getting in contact with UWD. They called me back the next day just to say, we'll give you a call again the following day. I'm not kidding you.
RTV6 reached out to the Department of Workforce Development on Nathan's behalf. The department says some claims require a closer look, which can take longer than 21 days.
Ford is planning to reveal its new Bronco on July 9th, and fittingly, that's O.J. Simpson's birthday. You may recall Simpson was in a white Ford Bronco as police pursued him in this famous slow-speed chase back in 1994 after charging him with his ex-wife's murder. The chase played out on live TV as millions of people watched. Ford's decision has raised some eyebrows, but the company says this debut will go on as planned. All right, it is 6:49, halfway through the work week. Todd, what can we expect as we head out the door this morning?
You know, this morning it's nice and comfortable, Lauren. That is the good news. Very similar to what you experienced so far this really entire week with these nice, pleasant mornings. But as things progress here throughout the week, we're going to continue to warm the temperatures not only in the morning, but in the afternoon hours. And eventually by Friday, we could get to 90 degrees. And if we do, that will be the first time this year. So far, we have had 0 90-degree days for the city of Indianapolis. And the month has been very, very dry. But as the ground continues to dry out, it gives us a little better potential to get closer to 90 degrees as this heat starts to build in. We've had only just over an inch of rain so far at the airport in Indianapolis for the month of June. That puts us nearly an inch and a quarter below normal. I do know, obviously, with some thunderstorms that were around last week and the remnants of Cristobal, we did have some downpours across other parts of central Indiana. You've seen a little more in the way of rainfall, but those are the official numbers from the airport and the National Weather Service. A live look this morning from downtown to the north shows all the blue sky. Temperatures range from 65 in Indy to 58 in Bloomington right now. We're at 60 degrees in Muncie as we work our way throughout the course of the day today. Temperatures will warm through the 70s to 80 degrees pretty quickly by the noon hour. High temperatures this afternoon will top off right around 84 degrees with a little more in the way of cloud cover building in as we get into the afternoon and evening hours. And that's due to this storm system that's bringing a lot of rainfall to the Carolinas as well as Virginia. It's trying to throw some clouds back in our direction, and it will probably turn the skies partly cloudy as you see here on TrueCast, especially in eastern portions of the state throughout the afternoon and evening hours. With that said, we're not expecting any rainfall, so it's just a little more in the way of additional cloud cover compared to the rest of central Indiana. Temperatures tomorrow morning, a couple degrees warmer in the morning. That will translate into a couple degrees warmer in the afternoon as well. 85 to about 87 degrees your high temperature tomorrow. Then as we look ahead, Friday and then on Saturday, potentially 90 degrees, 92 on Saturday. With Saturday, storm chances are very late in the day, and most of the day is going to be completely dry, and it's only really a small storm chance. Better storm chances, though, for Sunday and Monday. They'll be scattered. It's not a washout, but we get into much more of a typical summer-like pattern. And speaking of summer, the summer solstice officially on Saturday. That welcomes summer all across the world. Lauren?
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Let's take a look at your commuters are heading out there. As you said, it's sunny out there this morning, so grab the sunglasses as you're heading out on the roads. This is I-70, a view near Sherman Drive, where traffic's picking up both eastbound and westbound. No delays or crashes right now to slow down your commute. The only issue you may run into this morning on I-70 is construction out near Mount Comfort Road.
There hasn't been much in the way of sports competition lately, but the ESPYs are still celebrating the best of the sports world on Father's Day. Coming up today on Good Morning America, we'll hear from Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson, who is one of the co-hosts of this year's ESPYs.
This may deserve an ESPY in the future. Double the pleasure, double the fun, and double the aces. Next, a woman who pulled off something that our resident golfer, Todd Clausen, can only dream about. What does she do? We'll show you next, right here on Good Morning Indiana.
The RTV6 app on your phone or streaming device.
Welcome back. As our Todd Clausen likes to tell us sometimes, a bad day on the golf course is better than a good day at work.
And we have much love for Todd, so if he says it, we believe it. So Brianna Paulson then had herself a week based on his thoughts. See, Brianna is an amateur golfer, right, out of Nebraska. She hit 1 ace, but you know, 1 is just not enough, so she did it twice.
Let's see if Todd can check out this swing and maybe learn a thing or two. During one outing on the course, Brianna sank a hole-in-one on a par 3 hole. Then just a few days later, she did it again. Brianna says she only started playing golf a few years ago, so rightfully so, she was stunned. And oddly enough, both holes in one came using separate Chick-fil-A branded balls from the same slave. Wow.
Very cool.
Man, some people try for lifetimes to get a hole in one and did it twice in a week.
Maybe it's
Incredible.
Not too late for us, Meredith.
Maybe not. See ya out there on the green.
I'm still trying myself. I mean, I get out there as much as I can to golf, but not even close to a hole-in-one. So I guess I got to keep trying. But pretty impressive there, absolutely. All right, outside right now, pretty impressive forecast for us today. 85, low humidity, plenty of sunshine. We do heat up, though, heading into the weekend as the 90s return. The humidity does as well. Next chance of rain, late Saturday.